Heading Level 2. Verb. Relieve a person or animal of the symptoms of a disease or condition. Voice of Twitter. Mrbeast. Mrbeast. Verified. Twitter. Rich people should help others with their money. Me. Okay. I'll use my money to help people and I promise to give away all my money before I die. Every single penny. Twitter. Mrbeast bad.
So several days ago, Mrbeast decided to do a video hoping to help individuals who have some form of blindness, and a lot of people feel like it's not only misleading, but this is something that can be triggering for, you know, those of us that are blind, those of us that are there's a lot of aspects to this, you know, because a lot of people that are non-disabled, a lot of you guys don't understand the implications of this. It's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to treatment. It's not a cure-all. It's not. A lot of illnesses are unfortunately incurable. That is, I would say, the majority. And it doesn't always have to be because of hereditary diseases. It can be a freak accident. It could be, people can like become disabled for all types of reasons. It could be from birth, or it could happen later on in life, depending on your circumstances, okay? And with that being said, Mrbeast did admit, if you look at his Twitter, he did admit that he was in over his head. He didn't understand the complexities of this. Not a lot of people do. So I don't knock him for that, because this is a non-disabled world. You guys have to accommodate to us. It's not the other way around, because let's be real, a lot of people live by the, unfortunately, a lot of individuals live by the medical model, preferably than the social model. Social model is what I do as far as a disabled individual. Live on their own, have a partner, committed into a relationship, work or help other people despite having all of these, you know, ailments, have goals and ambitions, is able to cook, clean, do basically all of the things that will make you a human being, right? I just live my life normally. There are some of us who live by the social model. The medical model are for the individuals, unfortunately, that don't know any better because they've been coddled their whole life, or they've been referred to by the medical model. We'll cure you. Unfortunately, there's also a darker side to this. There's, you'll never amount to anything. You'll basically be nothing. You're worthless, you're useless, so on and so forth, okay? This is just a reality. And I know that a lot of people are going to be upset about this when I put this out, but a lot of you guys wanted me to say something, right? And I didn't want to go too in-depth. I didn't want to make this long. I just wanted to give you guys my basic points. I did speak with someone who was a eye doctor, who was trained in ophthalmology. This doctor also has colleagues that are very, very good at what they do, ranging from a retinal specialist to low vision, ranging to basically cataracts, all of these curable diseases as well. When you are an eye doctor and you have colleagues, you guys all have to kind of come together to be knowledgeable of what's to come as far as technology, as far as implementing for individuals that are, like myself, low vision or going blind or are already blind, okay? So I understand he was in over his head. It's a lot to consider. It's a lot to think about. And then there were individuals who are blind, in the blind community, I should say, because not everybody just has one ailment. So those that were in the blind community were basically saying he needs to donate to the National Federation for the Fighting for Blindness, right? And you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. So he's already gotten so much backlash. It's already been a couple of days. He's already changed the title. He's already like the people that are non-disabled were like, you shouldn't have pandered, you shouldn't have bowed down, you shouldn't have apologized, you should have just been yourself. If you wanted to make this video, make this video. If you wanted to travel across the world to help people, then do that. But don't sit there and sulk because you got backlash. This isn't his first rodeo, so I think it just got to him. He thought, okay, I'm doing a great thing. I'm trying to help people. I was in over my head, not realizing I couldn't really help everybody. And shout out to Toxic Piplup. I follow him on Twitter. He also runs Now Recording, and he is the founder of Non-Recording podcast. So if you guys are not, easily offended, then check that out, But I feel like his response was the snowball effect that I knew that it was going to have, because he said, Mrbeast's video hurts my feelings, and I'm like, oh no, what did he do? Or what did he, I was thinking in my head, like, it has to do with disabilities, because why else would his feelings be hurt, right? And then I just responded saying, I have a feeling I'm going to regret this video, and not in the sense of watching it and him helping people, but more in the sense of I knew that this was going to have a snowball effect. With me reaching out to certain people, and then people reaching out to me, are you going to say something? Are you it was just a lot, okay? And then, me dealing with other things as well. So spare me that I'm not going to give too much of an in-depth stance on this, because it was a nice gesture. I even tweeted that to Mrbeast as well. It's a nice gesture. You tried. You didn't fail, as much as people want to, especially the rich people, by the way, because I noticed that the rich people are the ones who have an issue with this. And I got a different perspective from, an individual who I feel is pretty knowledgeable on these things. She said that the reason that this is just her opinion, but the reason that the rich people were upset is because to them it's like, why should I have to help people? I earn my money, you earn yours. Why should I have to help people? But at the end of the day, after the whole 2020 hit, I'm not gonna name names, but after the whole 2020 hit, they have had to step up. It is what it is, right? And that's the main reason why they're pissed. They don't want to give up their money. Another thing too is that a lot of people are saying, oh well, this isn't a charitable thing because he doesn't have to pay taxes. Rich people do. Rich people do have to pay taxes if they don't give up a certain amount of money within a month. If they don't give up, let's say they make 50 million. If they don't come up with the sum that the government says, okay, you need to pay this, or we're gonna take more money out of you. That's basically what it comes down to. So he gives away, I call him the Oprah of YouTube. You can't tell me that Mrbeast isn't the Oprah of YouTube. Being charitable, giving away free shit, that's what Oprah did on her show. She had to do it to basically keep the feds off her back. That's basically what this comes down to. Did he do it for clicks and views? Yes. Did he sensationalize this? A little bit, yes. Because you can't, as you guys saw, the definition of a cure, while he did help these individuals, he did fix it for them. He did cure it for them. At the end of the day, those of us that are incurable, we can't be too emotional about this. The reason I say that is because if you're an individual who was hurt by this and you are disabled, preferably being blind, obviously, it hurt a lot of people, because to them it's like, well, they started being upset because it's bittersweet, because you helped somebody that's blind, but then, damn it, why can't I be helped, right? That's kind of where people are at. But to me, it's more so, if you're really, really, really upset and you're blind or visually impaired and you watch this video and now you're upset about it, at the end of the day, you haven't accepted where you're at with your disability. And I know people are going to be upset about that, but that's just how I feel. And there's only so much you can do. You can't go backwards, right? Did he mean to trigger people? No, because at the end of the day, he was in over his head. Most people that are non-disabled, you guys don't get it. You guys will never understand, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. Like, there's no such thing as understanding. From a political stance, I feel like that's a bit much. Like, it's a bit of a reach. Like, everybody wants to be so political, and at the end of the day, it's like a pun. It's like a joke. It's like, are you really helping society if you are a political commentator, right? Or like, what are you really doing besides talking your ish and voicing your opinion? And at the end of the day, nothing's being changed, right? So I thought it was a really nice gesture, especially to go from America to other countries that not only do they not have the medical care, like, you guys think, like, Americans actually think that we have it bad. Go to another country. They have it worse. There's always somebody that has it way worse than you. So for the individuals that want to complain, that want to bitch, that want to moan, you need to look inside of yourself, because life is too short for all of that. You guys could be like us. You guys could have our disabilities. And I've heard so many, like, streamers too. Like, I literally looked into this, and a lot of streamers were like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. That must suck to not be able to see anything. That's really sad that you can't really do anything with your life. Okay, I'm gonna need, like, those of you who feel that way, I'm gonna need you to tone that shit down too, because I still live my life the way I do. I still go to the grocery store like anybody else. I still pay the bills like everybody else. I still go to restaurants if I'm able to, like everybody else. So I'm gonna need y'all to just, okay? So with that being said too, like, there's a lot of, that's why I think he also made that video, because it's sparking up a conversation. While a lot of you guys are ignorant, while a lot of you guys are oblivious to what's around you, let's be real, those of you who have your sights, those of you that are sighted, that's our term, don't get offended, but that's our term. Those of you that are sighted, you guys take advantage of everything. You guys take advantage of everything around you. You're able to go out into your car and drive off. You're able to work a 9 to 5 and bust your ass. You're able to do the things that you do, not have to worry about using voiceover, utilizing a screen reader, utilizing other devices to help you see. You see what I'm saying here? So I did like the fact that it did spark up a conversation. You'd be surprised how many people DM'd me. You'd be surprised how many people called me. You'd be surprised how many conversations I had, in-depth conversations I had with individuals. Now, the last point that I want to make, as far as the spiritual sense, there is a biblical stance that people had as far as him being demonic. Preferably, people were saying, oh, well, him curing blindness, right? Him, I'm putting that in quotes because, let's be real, he only cured people that were curable. Him curing blindness, this is demonic. This is like the most demonic video I've ever seen. While I understand where you guys are coming from, I get it, okay? I try to see all sides of the spectrum depending on where you guys are coming at with this, right? So, I get it. From a biblical aspect, if you guys have ever read the Bible, I've read it from cover to cover, and I know that's a no-no in the religious form, right? Any church you go to, that is a no-no. But I've read it from cover to cover multiple times. The fact that God cured a man's blindness. Notice that he only did that to one person, not multiple, one person. Why? Because that is a metaphorical aspect. Okay, that is a metaphorical aspect. These are stories. These are fables. Okay, they wanted to basically glam him up, basically showcase and show off who God was. He didn't need all that, but that is a metaphorical aspect. They are referring to spiritual blindness. Okay, so they are referring to spiritual blindness, and when you are spiritually blind, you are an individual who is easily possessed, easily demonic. You are someone who sells your soul. You are someone who, basically, you are a child of Satan, or you just give in to the devil. Sometimes it's not even that case. You just give in to the devil really, 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 really easily. Or you don't trust God. There's a lot of aspects to it. It is what it is. So for individuals to say that what he did was demonic, it's a nice gesture. Because while God being able to cure, and the reason I say that that story is a fable, it's not real, it's sensationalized, because I have had, you guys would be surprised, I'm 35, and a lot of people, I just recently turned 35, so like, you'd be surprised, from the time I was a kid until now, I have had those of you that are non-disabled tell me time and time again, oh, well, you must have pissed off God because he didn't cure your blindness. You deserve a miracle and you didn't get one. That's just people projecting. Those of you that are religious, you guys being so negative and so whatever demon you got going on in you, that's just you being negative. That's your projection. God doesn't give you what you can't handle. It's like speaking to all of the religious individuals that pointed this out. God doesn't give you what you can't handle. So there is no such thing as he's punishing you. Just my opinion, but that doesn't exist. Like me being deafblind, not just blind, deafblind. So losing both my vision and hearing. Having Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which eventually will kill me. Whichever comes first. I've accepted this years ago. So whichever comes first, I'm ready. Okay, I'm basically ready to go when it comes to this. And while there's no such thing as preparing, trust me, I got a good handle on this. I've been living with this my entire life. Not a big deal. For me, not a big deal. For those around me, oh, I feel so sorry for you. I feel so bad. That must suck. Your life must be so horrible. I'm gonna need y'all to get over yourselves. Like, seriously. You ask any person that's going blind, you ask any person that's disabled, they're gonna roll your eyes at you and say, get over yourself. We don't do pity. We just don't. We don't care. We're living our lives. So if you want to feel sorry for us, by all means. But take that shit over there. Take that somewhere else, because I ain't got time for all that. I really don't. Okay? So, moral of the story, in conclusion, however you guys want to see this. Mrbeast did what he could. He didn't fail. And then a lot of people are like, oh, he failed. No, he didn't fail. It was a nice gesture. He tried. There's just only so much you can do. He learned a valuable lesson. And I like the fact that he sparked a conversation between the non-disabled and the disabled. Regardless of what your stance is, whether you were pissed off, whether you were hurt, whether you were angry, it still sparked a conversation. He was trending on Twitter for I don't know how many freaking days. He probably still is. I don't know. Okay? So, with that being said, I will let you guys go, and I hope that you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.